As the years go by, there aren't many heroes left from World War II.
And tonight, Rick Rowe traveled to Mansfield, Louisiana to profile a man who commended a band of brothers. It's tonight's hometown Patriot.
He made me a staff sergeant, from private to staff sergeant, over that 17 men. And that same 17 men, I had them under me in Europe, in the war over there, all the way. I only lost one of them.
At 0600 hours, we will begin training to go to war.
We all saw it in the iconic miniseries Band of Brothers. The bond that happens in the midst of war. Raymond Powell lived it.
Each trooper will learn this operation by heart.
George S. Patton was standing up, holding on. That's the way he traveled all the time. He didn't sit down. He stood up and holding on the windshield like that.
Yeah, you remember that?
Sure, I remember that. I remember it as well as I do yesterday.
Yesterday was 81 years ago. The deciding battle of the Second World War, the Battle of the Bulge. Powell was a platoon leader in a half-track, part of the 3rd Armored Division, Patton's army.
My platoon guarding the crossroads when George S. Patton was to come by. So I told my platoon, I said, be sure and stand very erect with a sharp salute. They were all that saluting, and he came by. He didn't salute one of them. They told me, he said, he didn't return the salute. I said, a 4-star general doesn't have to return the salute.
At 100 years old, Powell's memory is remarkable. Like the time a German soldier almost shot him.
Take him out, coming across the road, well, Gerald shot him in the middle of the road and he fell in the ditch right about from here to you from me.
He remembers the bitter cold of Bastogne.
We stayed there 5 days, sleeping every day.
And he'll never forget how pretty the German girls were.
And these girls from Leipzig University had come down to that river to sunbathe on a little sandbar right below the bridge. My men were about to go crazy, you know, a bunch of 18, 20-year-old men that hadn't seen a girl in a long, good-looking women. These were good-looking women. And I told them to get back in, not get out of the half-track. If they got out of that half-track, they would be court-martialed. I'd personally see each one of them court-martialed, and that's the only thing that kept them. And these German girls, they're university girls, would wave at them, you know, tease them a little bit. And
Powell remembers liberating towns and the kids. Hard to forget the kids.
they'd run alongside of the half-track, chocolate, chocolate. And well, once in a while, you feel sorry for the little old fellas because, heck, they were just kids, you know, 5 years old.
After the war, Powell came home to Louisiana, became a teacher, then a principal, and then later an historian. A few months ago, he celebrated his 100th birthday, was the Grand Marshal in the Veterans Day Parade in his hometown of Mansfield, riding in a World War II Jeep, just like the one he saw General Patton in 81 years ago. Part of that greatest generation that won a war, saved a world, and built a great nation, never forgetting the band of brothers he served with.
Well, you just know you're likely to get killed in a minute, and you're trying to protect yourself. If you're a leader, platoon leader, you're keeping your men in your mind too, see.
This is how Dick Winters from Easy Company described it. I'm certain Raymond Powell would agree.
I cherish the memories of a question my grandson asked me the other day when he said, "Grandpa, were you a hero in the war?" Grandpa said no. But I served in a company of heroes.
And if you'd like to nominate a Hometown Patriot, go to ktbs.com/hometownpatriot or send an email to hometownpatriot@ktbs.com.